are going to make fresh cherry tomatoes and make a sauce, sort of a jam almost for inside the crepes. So a nice big onion. Remember, onions in the allium family, so the same as chives, have really good sulfur compounds that are antioxidants that are really good for you. People sort of underestimate onions. So I'm actually going to slice them this way into rings so that they look pretty in our sauce. And we're going to make sure that they're super cooked and caramelized because this needs to be sort of sweet and jam-like, nice and thin. And what I do with these tomatoes, I have actually made this and frozen it. So I can use this as a sauce for pasta or as a spread for bread, like a bruschetta. Just a little bit of olive oil. And we'll make sure these brown. Now, the number one thing that home cooks do that messes up their food is they play with it too much. They touch it too much. Honestly, the trick is just to let it sit and let it brown, and then I'm going to add a little bit of sweetness to it before I get the tomatoes in. Now, sweeteners are another key issue. Calorie for calorie, and in terms of the impact on your blood sugar, honey is the same as sugar, brown sugar. It's all the same. It's all sugar. It will actually affect your blood sugar. However, honey, especially if it's raw and unpasteurized, has a little bit of antifungal, antibacterial property. And to me, that's a tiny benefit over just having sugar. It's not processed. So there we go. When I turn these, because I didn't fuss with them, they're going to be brown, nice and brown. And we've got to let that happen to make sure, come on babies. And now the honey, there we go. See, that makes all the difference. And now the honey will actually soften them and bring out the sweetness. And that's pretty critical when you're cooking with tomatoes. Let that sit. Now, if I were a fussy person, I would start cutting these tomatoes before I put them in. But because I'm sort of a little bit lazy, I don't bother. What we can do is just crank the heat on these and make sure when we add these, our onions ready. Look. Yes, see? There, that's what I'm talking about. Our onions are ready. Until we get that, they're not ready to go. So, tomatoes. You want to make sure you have enough just to coat the bottom of your pan and let them singe, let them sear, let them simmer. Just leave them right there. And then we're going to just pop them in the oven, or you can, if you want to stand there and watch them and stir, you can, but you can just pop them in the oven and walk away. And then this is going to be a spread for our crepes. Okay, see how we've got a nice crispy brown? Do not be afraid of that. That is called the fond, and that is what develops flavor in your dish. Without that, it doesn't taste like much. This develops the flavor. So eventually, these tomatoes will pop and become sort of jammy, and we'll just kind of smush them instead of having to do anything else. So I'm going to pop those in the oven now and just let them cook the rest of the way through while I move on to the kohlrabi home fries.